13 love, 13 knowledge, 13 wisdom, 13 respect. This is your creation 13. The experience over expectations, over beliefs, over book knowledge. What does that look like? Like, how can you experience something if you don't study something, right? Anything in life you learn. And hopefully, you learn where you can pass the test to move on to the next level or the next grade, right? Um, but in doing so, we go through all these experiences of emotions, of drama, of relationships, of a different kind of expressions that we go through the experience, right? To get to the goal or to pass that test, we go through all these encounters and experiences to aid us in passing that test. And a lot of times people view test as something that is material, that is literally there, that you do a test in school or in college or to get that uh, next job opportunity, right? Those are basic tests that you prepare for. But life is has unexpected events that you can't determine. You can set goals and you can allow yourself to get to those goals at those certain times and dates, but the in between, the experience, is where everything creates itself. It sets a foundation, it sets a place and an opportunity for you to grow and develop and mature into that next level, right? Next level stuff. So what do I mean by all this? Like why is experience so much more important than book knowledge and belief, right? Because remember, belief is is something that you have read in a book. You don't know if it's real, you don't know if it's true. You go to church or you go to these spiritual experiences, or a simple belief can just be, you have high expectations of somebody you may admire, but then when you learn about them, your expectations just got shot down because you thought that that person was who they claimed to be, but they weren't, right? And that's what a belief is, is that we don't know if it's real or true, but we are just going by it instead of actually experiencing it. Be like, oh, hey, I want to meet this person. This person was nothing like I thought. Hey, I want to have a spiritual experience, but it was nothing like I thought. Hey, I want to have a relationship with the Creator, but it was not what I expected, or it never happened. I never had an encounter with the Creator. I never had an encounter with angels or with these different deities and these different religions. I believed in it. I had a lot of faith in it, but never had an experience with it. What does that mean, right? What does that mean, right? Experiences is everything. You have to experience something um, to develop that faith. But even what does that look like, right? The whole point of this video of talking about experiences is self-evaluating your life in the experience. Whether you have a good day, you got a bad day, you have a spiritual encounter, having a conversation with the Creator, angels, Christ, right? Um, uh, UFO encounters outside, ghosts, spirits, even physical beings, entities, things that you didn't expect. You found money, you hit the jackpot at a casino, all of these things, job promotions, all of these things you encounter, right? You encounter these. You have expectations, but a lot of times you just experience this stuff, and sometimes you just go, "What was this?" And then other times you just go, "Oh, thank you." You answered my prayer, right? You experience something that you asked for, right? But a lot of times it doesn't look like what you think it is, right? There's so many times that I asked Christ and said, "Hey, I require some money or funding," right? And then we get free furniture. We get a free meal. Uh, we get a lot of different stuff that's free, right? In our minds, a lot of people take that for granted. Be like, "Oh, I got a free piece of furniture or a free meal," and they take that for granted, and then they're still expecting to see money flow in. Well, you got a free meal. How much was that free meal? $13? Oh, wow, right? Somebody bought you $13. You got $13 out of food. You got a $100 couch for free. Saved you $100, right? So you got money, but it just wasn't the way you expected it to be. Um, you know, I work out. I've been uh, throughout the years, and including my wife helping out, building a weightlifting set, right? I was able to get two weight benches, right? They both do two different things. I was like, man, I need a weight bench, but they're like $200. Then they went on clearance for, man, how much was it? $40, $20, something like that. I was like, oh, wow. So I snatched those up right away. And I was just like, oh, thank you. I saved so much money. I only had to spend $40 for something that would have cost me 250, $300. So, you know, those were the encounters and the experience, right, of what I asked for, right? It's not always what you think or experience. Another thing I learned today, I think it was I was watching a video, and they're talking about expectations, which should be a different video, but it's the same thing. Expectations. You're expecting things to happen, but you're not allowing the experience to happen. That's huge, right? Let me say that again. You're expecting stuff to happen, but you're not allowing the experience to happen, right? Um, Going with the flow. Bruce Lee's quote was, "Be water, my friend," right? And everything you do, be water, let it flow, right? And a lot of times that we, even myself, get um, agitated or we just want it to happen. We just want it to happen now. We just want it to just manifest like that. But things take time. You have to go through the experience um, to reach that next level, to learn, to grow, mature. Maturity is key. I've been talking about that a lot because a lot of people don't understand what maturity is, right? Maturity is reaching that next level, self-evaluating yourself through the experience and the encounters, right? So I'm going to keep this simple. It's already a little longer than I wanted. But yeah, just view that in your life. Ask yourself, am I just reading books and doing tests and avoiding the experience and missing out on the experience, right? Um, and then learn to exercise what an experience is. Get out into nature. Nature is going to be the experience, 100%. But when winter hits, well, you can still experience nature, but it's cold out there. But you want to experience, you want to get out there and experience. Listen, where do you need to go? What do you need to do? Because it's not always what you expect. And I'm speaking from experience because there's so much expectations that I expect, but it doesn't always turn out that way. There's things that happen in life, in my life, um, that doesn't always make sense. At times it can be scary, fearful, things like that. But as the experience happens, as the encounters happen, as the weeks and even the months go by, it clicks. You go, oh, because I experienced this, I learned about this. And then after I learned, I experienced some more. And then self evaluated through the experience, the learning, the experience, and the learning again. Wow. So I seen those levels unfold, and then I understood, then understood, and then overstood why I had these experiences and encounters. And I now understand what it means to experience, right? You know, even just reading through Christ, um, Christ's experience through Matthew, right, was the same thing. The experience and the encounters. The disciples always asking Christ about all of these things. I want the answers. How do you get to that level? How do you experience the Creator? How do you do this? How do you do that? How do you do this? And Christ would explain through metaphors or parables, things like that. Because if you were told everything, you would not want to experience it because a book told you. Okay, a book tells you this. You go from point A to point B to point C. Okay, that's fine and dandy. But you miss out on the experience, the self exploration, right? The mysteries unfold. You get revelations, more questions, mysteries, experience, revelations, and continuously experiencing those states of upgrades and maturity within your life. I could go on forever. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. But try to practice that. Experience. Level up yourself from just reading and just belief and start experiencing every day, and then write down what you experience, and then see the progress through those experiences and see when the upgrade hits. Once that upgrade hits, self-evaluate yourself and go, whoa, is this how reality works? Think about that. Love yourself. Keep shining bright. I'll talk to y'all later.